All right, guys, what's up? Are you ready? Ready to make some money? Ready to get rich? Are you ready, Victor?
Hi
Rich,
there.
let's do
Yes,
it.
I'm ready. We have news coming in 15 minutes, so we better be ready.
Yeah, so is that ADP?
Let me check.
No?
That is indeed ADP. Yes, ADP
Yes,
non-farm,
okay.
which is not NFP, which is on Friday, but it's still important.
Yes. So it's basically, we talked about it right before going live. What is ADP? So ADP is, I think it's a payroll whatever thing, and they release statistics, they release numbers that has to do with unemployment and employment, basically employment change in the US. And like Victor said right before starting here, it's kind of like a precursor to the NFP. So obviously huge thing here. The numbers here might tell us a little bit about more about NFP. So if you're trading macroeconomics, if you're trading based on these news events, this is a news event that you want to you want to make sure that you cover. You want to make sure you follow that one. And if you're not trading news, well, this is a news event that you obviously shouldn't be trading based on. You should just stay out of the market. Are we going to stay out on the market? I don't think so. I'll go. Well, probably are. We're probably going to do that. Uh, but I will. You said GBP cable is flying, right? You said something about
Yes,
that.
yeah, it is.
Well,
Actually,
I
EU
guess I
is.
guess that's a definition of time frames, I guess.
Yes,
Because I'm not
yes, it
seeing
is.
much as a swing trader. But yeah, I can
Yes,
see what you mean. Okay,
if you go to
dashboard. I
the
see a lot of questions. What is wrong with the dashboard? There's a bug with the dashboard. Unfortunately, right now I don't have any ETA on this, but they are working on this. So last night there was a issue with a server. So there's nothing wrong with your accounts. There's nothing wrong with with your actual accounts. Okay, it's just the dashboard. So they are working on it right now. Hopefully, we have that up and running as soon as possible. And another thing I want to mention as well, this weekend we are having a maintenance, which means if you're trading Bitcoin, Ethereum over the weekend, there's probably going to be some potential issues with that. The price feed might be wrong. Um, so keep that in mind. Make sure that you're being careful if you're trading crypto over the weekend with the fivers. Other than that, everything's running smooth. The market is getting ready to go crazy with the ADP report, and hopefully we can potentially, get in a few trades here. What are you
for
looking
sure.
at when you say GBP or when you say cable or pound is flying? What do you mean by that?
Well. You
And
we have
on
to
what
put
time
that
frame?
into we have to put that into perspective. I'll show my screen to say what I mean or to show what I mean. Let's do that. This is let's look at the H4. We left yesterday. We formed an H4 order block, which is this order block, which is on top of this area that I talked about yesterday. It did not reach it yet, so I'm still have that into that caveat that maybe today it might still go into this demand area based on the daily order block, but things is it has already formed an H4 yesterday, so that could be all it needs for it to propel and continue upwards. I mean, uh, a continuation of that impulsive move that we saw on Monday, right? So if you consider that and you go to the lower time frames, what do you see? You see bullish order blocks being formed on the H2. You see that here. And what does it do after doing that? It goes back, retests that, and now it's showing, not printing yet, but showing another engulfing again, right? If you do that on the 1 hour, you probably see that the same. You have that 1 hour order block too. It goes out, comes back, retraces or retests it, and then moves out. This already on the 1 hour closed as an engulfing, so that looks good. just 5 minutes ago. But the question is, when big impact news comes out, it can break all these like smaller structures, because an hourly on a macroeconomic news is not a lot. If you're talking about daily structures or H4 structures, those tend to hold better against the high impact news, but hourly to hourly, not so much. So the question is the market getting ready? Like, after we had that impulse on Monday, we had a retracement yesterday and left. Are we going to continue this move up? Which is, it seems like that's the intention of the market, but we don't know yet. That
Yeah.
all depends on the results of the numbers coming out. If they are positive for, or I mean bearish for dollar, right? Dollar will go down and pound dollar will go up. And it seems like the expectation of the market participants is in that direction, the bias to the upside. But we'll see in about 8 minutes. And what I mean by flying, if you look at the lower time frames, you see that, of course, I look at the 1 minute, and it has been ranging for quite some time, basically the all morning. And right now we are, what is it? About 1 hour. In the last 1 hour, it has been climbing up and breaking those local highs that it was respecting earlier. So that's what I mean by flying, not literally flying like 50 pips or so, but it's still in the lower time frame. It looks like it wants to take off almost.
Yeah. It no, but I definitely agree. It's looking good on the on the low time frames, and I can see on the high time frames as well. You have a general uptrend.
Hmm.
Can take a look at my screen quickly here, and we'll see that I'm looking at
Sure.
this, and we can see a general uptrend kind of goes like this, something like that. What I like is we have this the bounce of the 50% fib, have a strong 4 hour candle right here, and now we're kind of like pushing up here. So I do feel like GU here is making moves to the upside. Definitely the most likely move, in my opinion, would be to the upside. But for me to trade this, I would obviously need to see that breakout. So I would have to first like if I'm going to be honest, I'm not really see. Yeah, we're on GBP USD, John. So how? All right. So someone says the 4 hour looks bearish. How? In what? In what universe is this
No,
bearish?
I don't
Um,
see that.
yeah, this is. There's nothing here that says bearish. I mean, if you go to the 1 hour, now we might start to see something that could be described as bearish if you if you ignore everything below this line. I mean, to the left of the green line, then you have a high, a low, a
Yes.
lower high, and
Yes.
then kind of like. But then again, you have so on the very local structure on the 1 hour, maybe it could be bearish, but there's nothing bearish about this. Not really.
I can show my screen
Yeah.
and say what I think about it being bearish or not. If we look at what you if you when you read price action, you have to look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is, in the last couple of days, the recent most biggest move is this big push. That's the story of the market. We have a huge push up, and we currently are in a retracement. As long as it doesn't break this, all of this is just retracement. So everything it does in here, to me, is just retracement until it continues, which is the likely direction because of this impulse. When it undo this impulse, right, closing in here, then we're start to thinking about this is on the 1 hour. Of course, we'll start to think about the bearish sentiment or market structure, but that's not the case right now. If you look at the 4 hourly, that's the same thing. You see higher highs being put in, and you see higher lows as well. Actually, higher lows, and that's another one. Actually, this is not this is the it has to take out this high before, so this will become the higher low. But in any case, you can still see that it's making higher lows. The swings are higher, and the highs are highs as well. There's nothing bearish about this. Perhaps it's a typo.
No, I think he actually says it's bearish, but we're he might be viewing this as something bearish, and he might be shorting it, and you know what? He might be right. He might be right. His type of analysis might be right, but then again, there are fundamental. I mean, if you look at the
Maybe he
definition
knows
of
something we don't know.
yeah, but then again, you have to understand like what is the definition of a bearish market and a bullish market? So a bearish market downtrend, bullish market uptrend. So what is the definition of an uptrend? Definition of an uptrend is higher highs and higher lows. There aren't really any other definitions of an uptrend in technical analysis. So if you're seeing an uptrend, it's bullish. And if you argue with that, then you're probably thinking about other terms,
Perhaps we have to keep our mind open, because our definition may not be the same as everyone else,
Yeah.
and that's even without considering interpretation. Because when there's something interpretation to be interpreted, we can have different interpretation and not really being wrong or right. It's just different.
Yeah. Yes. I am in the process of going through all my trades, and I can show you something I'm working with. Where basically what I'm doing in Edgewonk is I have something called alternative strategies. So I have 3 alternative strategies, which is one is exiting fully at half an hour, 0.5 hour, and then exiting fully at 1 hour. And then the third strategy is like the original trade, but I move stop loss to entry at TP1, securing the trade at, secure the trade at, stop loss to entry at 1 hour. So I look at the original trade, and then what would have happened if I moved stop loss to entry at 1 hour. And I'll see the difference here. And actually, you know what? I'm starting to understand that if you're only looking for the market to move just a very small, just a small amount of pips, it's like, I keep remembering when Saul, we had Saul on and he's trading, he always says like, I'm not asking for a lot. And when you're only looking for, half an hour or 1 hour, you're not asking for a lot. And if you're not asking for a lot, chances are that you'll be given what you're asking for. The market will give you what you're asking for.
Yes. In terms of probabilities, if you don't know anything about the price action, just with the distance to your TP and your stop loss, the tighter, the smaller the distance, just in terms of probabilities, of course, you will have a higher win rate without considering any price action, any technical, any structure, anything. Just by the fact of having a smaller TP, will get hit more often.
Yeah. So it's just
I was going to say it has a bigger chance of being within the range of the future, right? Because that's what would make it hit if it's within the range of the future. And the further away it is, the less probability it has to be within the future range. The news is out, and it's bullish. Or at least the first indication is bullish, as we can see. It's a little spike. It's only a few seconds old, so let's not draw any conclusions yet. But it looks like the market was front running. That's what I meant by that impulsive move, that flying, or it wasn't really flying, but the starting to take off. It seems like the market was expecting something bearish for dollar, for an upward move, and that is exactly what the initial reaction is. We still have to, not jump the gun and think this is going to go up the whole day, because a lot of the times it doesn't. The initial reaction may be reversed in a couple of minutes, couple of even half an hour, and go the other way around. So keep that in mind if you're trading around the news. If you're on
Yeah,
high
I
stakes,
think
you're still not allowed to take a trade. You have to wait at least 2 minutes, and that hasn't gone by yet. All the other accounts you may have, you may trade the news with no restriction.
see. I think we have something. So I'm looking at EU, and I got this idea. So looking at the daily, it's a pretty. Let's remove, like, it's a very simple break and retest of this level, which I do think looks like range EQ for a move up to the range highs. But I would probably TP around these areas before hitting that TP. I mean, before hitting range highs. Man, I am tired today. So this candle on the 4 hour, very nice wick. Like that wick right there. I would want to see this close bullishly. So in 40 minutes, like to see a bullish pin bar closing for that one. And that could actually be my entry trigger, probably maybe an entry like that for a move up to those highs. So that's that's what I'm looking at currently for a potential trade on EU that I might be taking during this trade. What do you think about that one?
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, just well, let me send. I'm gonna send the link to Dirk. So Dirk is joining us soon. I'm just gonna send him a link. Yeah. So EU. If you look at EU, you'll see that
Yes.
you have this level that goes in the middle, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that that's the range EQ. But even if it's not range EQ, it's just a level.
Okay.
We've tested this level here. We are on the 4 hour. We get a nice wick here on this 4 hour candle. And I would like to see this 4 hour candle that currently is printing right now, closing in about 40 minutes. I'd like to see that as a bullish pin bar. And if it closes as a bullish pin bar, I might actually take a trade here. The trend here is actually very, very clean.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Nice.
If you look at the swing, the earlier swings on the daily, you will see it was resistance. This area was resistance before. And as it on, I think it is on Monday, that big candle made the shift in the market. To me, that means that it broke that resistance, and now it may function as support, right? That if you see on the can you see on the daily on your chart? You can see there's there's one swing. The first swing you had the engulfing, where you were with your cursor before. I think that is on the May the 20th. You had that engulfing, right? That indicates me there was May the 20th. Yes, there was a resistance there, and then you have that on the 28th you had a pin bar, and we had a strong reaction coming down. That to me is the confirmation that there was a resistance there, but the big candle on Monday changed that completely. It broke that resistance, and now what you price retraced into that area, which would now be a resistance flipped into demand area, and now that's why I agree with you. I think this could be a place that it could continue. And it makes sense as well if you look at further down, all the way from April, let's say April 16, we've been in a bullish market structure. So it makes sense that after it had some resistance and had a little retracement on the daily time frame, it continues to the upside, which is now maybe the next leg, continuation to, who knows, maybe to 109.40s, or maybe all the way to 109.80s, right? Those are the next swing highs to be conquered.
Victor, I'm just gonna go check. There's something outside my window. Maybe a deer, maybe a moose, maybe a human being. I just need to see what it is because there shouldn't be anything there. Yes, I'll be back in just a second.
No problem. I will be watching the market as I usually do. I will say something. I will show if I see anything special in the news. I will show my screen so you guys can see. That is the reaction of the news came out here, right? So the market sort of front run the news. Apparently, people already had an idea of what was going to come out, right? Because they start buying way before, about an hour before the news. Um, so far, if we look at the H4, we don't have any structures to be broken. This structure has already been broken. We have on the 2 hour, we had a bullish engulfing. I'll take out this vertical line, but we had this bullish engulfing, this bullish structure that the market came into. And the question is, how will it close in 38 minutes? If it closes as an engulfing, you see, that is the bullish structure, that engulfing, that order block, and this is the time that it is retracing into it. And if this closes as an engulfing as well, a second one, that will confirm that indeed this most likely will be in the end the one that reverse price. And in doing so, we should expect price to continue to go up from here, either with retracement or not. That's difficult to say in advance. What I can say though on GU, we have an outside bar, which I do not like a lot. If you look at this, we do have on the, as I explained, this is basically on the bigger the bigger arrow is on the daily, right? That's the expectation, because we have this bullish structure below us, and although we did not reach it, it was very, very close. So sometimes it doesn't reach it and it continues without reaching it. But I would have preferred price to actually come into this area before continuing, but it doesn't always do that. So that's fine. If you look at the 4 hourly, we had that order block that I talked about, and we are basically price form prior to the news release. We had structures being formed, and to me that was the reversal perhaps to the upside. And let's see how it continues, right? Because if that is true, that area should hold. On the 1 hour, let's see, this area should hold. Let me identify it. This order block should hold. That means on the 1 hour, it should not close below it. If it closed below it, then we're probably going to be going much lower, and there's difficult to say how much lower. But if you look at the lower time frames, I do not like this candle because it's supposed not to, that's a bearish outside bar. It's only on the 5 minute, right? So don't put too much attention to it, but it should not be forming bearish structures, right? With the news. So I hope, I expect it to be undone, negated by the next few candles. And if it does so, then there's nothing wrong with price action. But this shouldn't be, if we're expecting price to keep on going higher, it should be doing the opposite, doing bullish engulfings. Perhaps it's going to do that in a higher time frame. That also is possible, but I do not like the fact that it did form that outside bar. So we should close above that local high, last swing high, and continue. And how price reacts to those lines, to those levels, will tell us if it's going to see. This is the reason I don't like it, right? On the 5 minute, price close above it, and then it looks like it rejected by forming that outside bar. So that looks a little bit fishy to me. That reaction, that outside bar after it breaks this high. So
Yeah,
we'll see. It's
it's a big wick on that, like that wick into that area and then closes below. It really tells me that yeah, it's
maybe it's just news expansion,
yeah.
and it closed below, but still it doesn't look pretty on the chart. So we'll
I'm
have to
I
see.
wanna I just wanna cover some things here in chat. So we want to keep the chat in English, and if you do have any questions about anything, let me know. If my Russian is if I know my Russian, which I don't, I think they're talking about the giveaway and how the giveaway is actually working. So the way that the giveaway is working is we are going to create a link, and then we'll send that link out. You will go into that link, you will follow the instructions on the link, and then we'll give away account based on the number of likes that we're getting on the video. If you win an account, you will get an email to the email that you entered in the link. So you'll get everything you need to get the giveaway up and running. And I also saw some questions about the 5ers 5K challenge. And if you're guys, this is common. This is, I know most of you understand this, right? But if you have a question, if you're spamming that question, I'm going to remove you from the chat, and we most likely not going to answer that question. So there's no reason to spam. Like, no reason to spam. We read all the questions. With the dashboard, we covered this in the beginning, but there is a bug with the dashboard right now. We are working on it in the background, and we don't have an ETA on it right now, but we're working on it right now. And our live chat is available 24/7. You can go to the website and chat with our live chat if you do have any other questions. But there's nothing wrong with the accounts. It's the dashboard that they are working to get up and running. Yes, MT5 and everything else is working, so you can still trade. Just the dashboard that's not updating correctly. All right, Dr. Bilal has a question to you, Victor. And that's right. We got 700 subscribers to 40K. And I can promise you guys, we got something huge lined up for 40K. We're going to do a huge 40K celebration, which obviously means probably giveaways. I can't promise anything, but it's going to be good stuff when we hit 40K. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. I do see that about 40% of you are not subscribed to the channel. So subscribe, okay? All right, Victor, you got a question here.
All right. Bilal Kabir, how to mark structures? How to know this high or low is valid. Now, if market break this low or high, then we consider BOS. BOS being break of structure. It depends a little bit depending on your rules, because what is structure for you? That may be different depending on who you ask. So my answer may not be the one that you might be expecting, but this is how I do it. It's very simple. Nothing's fancy here. Nothing, no rocket science. It's just by counting the higher highs and higher lows, right? To me, that is the market structure, right? And that gives you the idea if the trend is still on or not. Like the question we had, or the comment we had, that the H4 was bearish, right? What I do is the following. I'll take another let me see, another price feed, so we don't actually, let me take another one that is perhaps cleaner, and I can go through it how I mark my market structure. This is fundamental. This is like simple, very simple, and you should keep things simple, because the market has enough complication on its on other aspects already. So what I do is I just count the highs until it is broken again. Nothing fancy. As I repeat, there's nothing fancy about it. Let me say, maybe, yeah, perhaps this is better. So we have just start anywhere in the past, not too far, of course, but in the recent past, and you start with, the obvious part. So you start with, this is a low, right? That's a low for everyone. It's a swing low. You can see there's enough candles in that direction, so we consider that the low. And you go back, and what is the earlier high before, right? I'll put my let me put my lines a little bit. Okay, maybe I should put it in yellow to make it more obvious, right? So that would be my the after I have my low, what is the next how do you say that, the prior swing high, which is obvious to the eye, right? So that would be this one. And only after it breaks this line, I can consider this to be a valid low, because before it breaks it, if it does this, for example, it goes up and does not break it, and even though this looks like a swing low, it's not validated, it's not confirmed until it breaks this high and makes this a higher low. And you keep on doing that with the next swing low as well. Let me show you that how I do it. So I'll take this away. After it breaks this becomes the low, right? The last low. It breaks it, and you have another high, a higher high. After it breaks it, this now becomes the last low. And that is how I mark the well, actually is the one that is the lowest of them two, which is this one. That will be the higher low. And that is how I only after it breaks the previous high, you can go back and look which one is a low. And this is a valid low. And this low, right, the next one, the second one, isn't valid until it breaks this high. And if you keep on doing that, what you will see is that, I will do it quickly, you will have a zigzag, which is basically the market telling you, let's see, that is the next high. When it goes there, this is the next low, and you keep on doing that. When does it break this? That's the swing high, and you measure if this low is higher or not than the previous one. And as long as it's making higher highs and higher low, the market structure is bullish. In this situation, you can see all the highs are higher, and all the lows are higher as well. Even though this is a bit difficult to see, but it is, right? This is the level of the first one, this one, I mean, and the next one is a bit higher, even if it's a little bit, but still. And this swing low, we don't know yet if this is a swing low. So that's what I say. It's not valid until it breaks this. Right? Only after it breaks it, you can consider this to be, this swing low to be a new swing low, a valid one. So far, you don't have that information. So it can continue to make lower swings until either it breaks this swing, right? Or it breaks this one. It's very simple. It looks maybe, I think it is simple now if I look at it, but let's not try to complicate it, right? It needs to make higher highs and higher low for it to have a bullish structure. And if it's doing that, then you are in an uptrend. As simple as that. And the market will have a easier way continuing its trend, right? That's why they say the trend is your friend, right? Because the market will, if you just follow the trend most of the time, you will be right. It's easier for the market to continue doing the same thing it has been doing the last couple of bars or period.
Okay, so we do have someone in the background. We got Dirk right here, and I'm going to add you if that's okay. Hopefully, yeah. All right, let's go. Welcome, Dirk. It's been a while since we had you on here. How you been?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Pleasure to be back. Thanks for the invitation. Hi, Victor. Hi, Jonathan. Hello, everybody out there. How are you guys doing?
Nice.
Hi there.
We're doing
Hi
great.
there.
We're doing great. What are you? What are we trading? What are you trading? I'm interested to hear your. Of course, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, but I'm also interested to hear about your views here on the overall market.
I'm just entered a short position in euro dollar, like 5 minutes before I joined the stream.
Right.
So maybe that's probably the one most interested. I don't know. So I absolutely no idea. I'm very sure you guys analyzed cable. I saw that Victor talking about this, but for me right now, pretty good chance that we are going to see a little bit of a pullback in euro dollar. So that's what I'm trading. I'm waiting, obviously, for Bitcoin to do something to the north side. We've seen there
Yeah.
quite a consolidation. So my preferred scenario would be a nice breakout over the last all-time high, and then on the setback on the pullback onto this all-time high, which then obviously is a zone of support, I would enter a swing long trade. So adding to all my my long trades, I have a Bitcoin anyway already.
Yeah, but I think usually what I feel is when Bitcoin breaks into new all-time highs, so often it just maybe this time I'm feeling like we're not going to get retest because we broke above the previous all-time highs from 2021, and then we kind of consolidating around this general area, and I feel like on the next breakout we're not going to get retests because we've already created the retest area on the higher time frames, and now the real breakout is coming.
It's funny that you are saying this. Like before I joined here, I was recording a video with a colleague of mine, and we were talking today probably 45 minutes about Bitcoin, and I said exactly this. I said, if we see this breakout, probably it's going to be super dynamic. We're going to run all the way through to 90 or 95,000 US dollars very quickly without really any major pullbacks. So you're looking at like plus 20, potentially 25,000 US dollar in one candle, maybe in one weekly candle or whatever, before we finally get this pullback. And at that price, probably everybody's going to FOMO in again. So this pullback after the all-time high, of course, this is like from the standpoint of, let's say, a more somebody who wants to enter a swing trade. Because as long as we don't break out over this area, I don't think there's really a necessity at the moment to have any trade at all in Bitcoin. Because it could as well, of course, be that we like continue this sideways move, that we go back then first to 69 or 68,000, and then the next try comes. That's why it's so important, in my opinion, to wait a bit at the moment and be patient, at least when it comes to Bitcoin.
I think I think when I look at Bitcoin, I think if we break out here, it's obvious in hindsight. We look at this in hindsight, we're like, of course, on the weekly, we hit the 20 EMA on the weekly. Of course it's going to break out, and it was so obvious. I mean, let me show you my screen here, and like this is what I'm watching. This move right here down to
exactly,
the 20 EMA, and then it's like, that's the bottom, and then boom, we break out. Like in hindsight, this is one of the moments where you will almost like you look back and you look at this move where you have like this whole area right here, and then in hindsight you say, why? I think a lot of people look at this and say, why didn't I go all in here? This is the obvious bottom. Like this is where you want to be buying Bitcoin. And I think a lot of times technical analysis is quite simple, quite clear when looking at past price action. But that's what we do as technical analysis, right? We look at past price action, we look at historic data, we look for patterns, and the whole idea with TA is the idea that what happened previously will most likely repeat itself. That's what TA is. So we look at this and say, yeah, I think it looks likely that we're going to get a breakout, and if we do, then it's obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. In hindsight, it's always obvious. But I mean, remember, because you were pointing out that low, actually back then during our live streams, when we were still doing live streams for other companies out there, this is exactly what we said. No, we said like, okay, I remember you saying, hey, this is a good area to buy now, like 16, 17, 18,000. Yeah, it could go down to 12 or 10,000. That was like what all the influencers on Twitter, on Instagram were screaming, the low is going to be 12,000 and 10,000. Yeah. But it wasn't. And it doesn't really matter, in the long term, if you bought at 20 or at 16 or even at 30,000. That's the beauty of those dynamic Bitcoin breakouts. When it starts moving, it really doesn't stop moving anymore. And
I'm interested in one thing. You said that you're looking for a possible pullback on EU. While I don't think we're probably not going to see Bitcoin breaking out while EU is giving us a pullback. I feel like that relationship is not.
No, absolutely right. I'm talking about different time streams. So the EU trade is really probably one that I'm going to close again later today. This is a classical scalp trade. Share my screen quickly. I can walk you through why I did that. And here we go. So basically what I'm just trading here is that we had these pullbacks and kind of a consolidation here between the 21 and 50 EMA. And you can see that we usually when you see the squeezing, I think last time actually we traded something like this. I remember also this squeeze of a 50 and 21 EMA, that it's a pretty good zone of resistance. So I'm expecting kind of that we see a price reversal, hopefully today, still down to the 200 EMA, which at the moment is sitting here at 108.56. So we're talking about potentially 20 pips or 25 pips in this trade. So really a short-term trade, of course, has nothing to do with the long-term view. If we see Bitcoin jumping up, we're probably going to see stocks jumping up. We for sure are going to see euro dollar going higher. And then, of course, it would be very interesting to kind of look how high can euro dollar go. And for that, I'm look here at my long. Here we go. So potentially up here somewhere to 110. I mean, this is like also a massive area of resistance here between 109 and 111 actually in euro dollar. I don't see us overcoming that so quickly. Maybe we can if we see like a backup by economic data, like we get a great inflation reading or super bad job market. So everything that gives the Fed the ammunition to lower the interest rates. That could lead to euro dollar trading above 110. But I don't see that at the moment, really. I don't think.
What happened with the, we had 8 ADP. What was the actual numbers on that? I can't remember. I gotta see. ADP, where do we have it? Right here. So that it was lower than expected, it seems.
Okay.
Which, so, and that would be the, yeah, you know what, I have to look at that after the stream to really understand what the numbers mean. But
well, basically, in a nutshell, the Fed wants a weaker job market because the US economy is very consumer driven. Worse job market means people can buy less. That probably means in the long run when inflation is further coming down, which then leads to the Fed, having the case to lower interest rates.
Yeah,
that's like very rough in a nutshell. What is happening there, or why the market, or why euro dollar specifically is pretty enthusiastic at the moment when you get like worse employment readings.
I mean, it does seem. I mean, we're definitely on our way to lower rates. I think that's.
Yeah, a bit later than I expected. I thought we are going to see them lowered in May already, but probably going to be more like July now. Maybe even something like September. But it's coming. It's coming, definitely.
Yeah, I think it is. So
I think I interrupted Victor earlier. Sorry, Victor.
Yeah,
no
sorry.
problem at all. What I was going to say is what you said. Although you said it more eloquently, what I was going to say was that the non-farm employment was lower, so they hire less, and that's bearish for U.S. economy and better for EU or other pairs. So that's why they're going up. Like GU is now continuing to go up, although that's 5-minute time frame. But that's my reading. I don't go into details as to what it means for the interest rate decision, since I don't trade the actual number, but I just trade the the reaction of the market after or before, during the news. Only the price action.
Basically, what we did last time, I think, when I was we also traded the reaction to, what was it, inflation reading? I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember anymore, but I do remember the trade that I took a scalp and you guys took a bigger trade later on, and you all went in the same entries with different signals.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
basically
nice.
what I'm seeing here as the market structure. But it looks like we are moving higher. So let's see. I have my stop there slightly be above the daily open. So I might get stopped out on this one. That's okay.
Nice. Well, not nice that you get stopped out if
Oh,
that
that's part of
happens.
the game. So
That's part of the game.
happens. I wish it
Yeah.
wouldn't.
It
I
is
have
part of the
a
game.
I have a question, and so yesterday I was on a Traderlicious stream in the morning, and I talked with Rich. You all know Rich from the Discord server, and Jordan from Traderlicious. And Jordan said that like basically his idea was that trading is gambling. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw that out. Is trading gambling? And I want to hear your thoughts on that. Why is it gambling? Why is it not gambling?
Of course, it's gambling. It's like poker. No, I mean poker is also gambling. But if you play Texas Hold'em, for example, there are certain strategies where you can put the outcome of your bet, of your gamble, in your favor. Like when you start off with pocket aces and you play against, I don't know, 2 or 3 other players, there's a good likelihood that you're going to win. And this is what we do as traders at the moment. In my opinion, we are looking for those pocket aces in the market structures where we know, like, hey, when this structure, the market is showing this structure, usually this or that happens after this. Not every time, even with pocket aces, you can lose, and you do lose sometimes. And this is why we have a stop loss and hopefully higher take profit than our stop loss. That's also, in my opinion, by the way, why, like a couple of years ago, poker was like super popular, like 10 or 15 years ago in Germany. Everybody was playing online poker. And then those poker sites got flooded with bots eventually that played instead of humans. And that followed, like, of course, like a certain rule set, which made it almost impossible for humans really to have an edge still. And so all those professional poker players eventually moved to trading. And a lot of them are actually very, very good traders because they were able to have this more poker mindset that they know, like, oh, this is what I have to bet when I see this type of structure, this type of cards. I can bet this. This is where I need to go out of a market, where I need to fold my cards. And they translated this to trading, are very successful because they know, like, it's not so much about, it's also about luck, but the driving factor of success is the risk management underneath. This is also why you guys, while all of us that have been doing this for such a long time, this is why we talk about risk management so often and so much in detail. And this is the difference to somebody who's like just a beginner. When you're a beginner, of course, it's more of a gamble.
Victor, do you
Yes,
agree
yes.
that trading is gambling?
No, I don't, because of the following. I think before we talk about gambling, we need to agree what is the definition of gambling. What do we mean by that? And that can have different things for different people. What I think is the following. To me, if I go use a definition of gambling as being someone who takes an unknown risk, that to me is a gambler. Someone who has no idea what his odds are and will just gamble it, will just wing it and see how it goes. That to me is a gamble. In comparison, as traders, you should not be doing that. You should be taking calculated risk, and if you're taking calculated risk, you're not being a gambler. It's the same thing as in a casino. The house is taking a calculated risk with each player, because that casino can lose, one player can hit the jackpot, but the casino knows, because of the numbers, because of the odds, that it's actually a calculated risk. And in so we can agree that the casino, the house, is not a gambler. And that's the idea.
That's a very good point. And I think you've used
definitely.
Yeah, I think you've just won the argument here, because honestly, so we talked about this yesterday, and I think this is what I tried to explain, but you just did it beautifully here. So basically, the casino is not the gambler. In a casino, the casino is not the gambler. The gambler is the one that are taking unknown risks. The casino has a system, has a provides a game. And I think as traders, we're supposed to be the casino, because we know the game. We know that there are traders that are gambling, where you long this level because you think it's going to bounce because of some random ideas and you don't really have a system. But the educated trader is supposed to be working more like a casino. So I think Dirk, I understand what you're saying, but again, like Victor said, we have to define what is a gambler. And I think what most people think as a gambler is what we say when we say degenerate gambler. So when we say degenerate gambler, that's kind of like that's what I think about when I hear the word gambling or gambler. While you could say that starting a business is a gamble. Doing whatever is a gamble,
It is. It's all about the definition, because you could say a gamble is someone who participates in a game or a some event where the outcome is unknown, right? Whether you have it calculated or not is left aside. When you're doing something that you don't know what the result will be, you could define gambling as being that. And in that sense, of course, we don't know the result of the next trade. So in that sense, you could make an argument that we are gamblers. But I don't think that is actually what people mean by gamblers. I think the majority of people, when they say gamblers, is someone is doing something that of which it doesn't really know. It's like it's not in your favor, but you do it anyway because you have a small chance of winning, and that to me is a gamble. When you are trading and you have a positive expectancy, it's not a gamble anymore, because if you have 10, 100 trades with a positive expectancy, you will end up winning. And then to me, there's no unknown risk there. The risk is very known because you have done your backtest, you have the data that supports your odds. So that's how I see it.
Okay, so this is a good comment. The
same thing you mentioned. There is a comparison with someone who starts a business. If that person does his or her homework, does the market analysis, does other competitors, does all the work, knows the odds, know the prices, the margins, everything else before that person starts to invest, then it's not a gamble, because that person has a very good indication of what his or her odds are. But if you start a business without doing your homework, without knowing you actually have a market or a spot or a share, you will be able to capture a share of the market. And I think then it's a gamble. So in that sense, everything could be a gamble in life, not only
in my opinion,
handling money, right? If you do it carelessly, anything can be a gamble. Right? Starting a relationship could be a gamble if you don't really know that person well.
Yeah, you're right. It's the definition. How do you define?
But can we just gambling, so I'm seeing a discussion here in chat, and I love the fact that you're all coming up with good comments here. It's really interesting reading through all of this, and I think the thing here is it's a problem with definitions, because you're all right. You can all be right at the same time, but you're arguing with each other, which is it's funny, because what is a professional gambler? Okay,
does it exist?
Yeah. So is there something? Yeah, exactly. Does a professional gambler exist? Because if gambling is taking unknown risk, then what is a professional poker player?
Professional poker player does know his odds at each hand, and it changes with each card that comes out. So it's not unknown. The risk is not unknown.
So is he a gambler?
I would argue no. If he knows the odds, then he's not a gambler.
But the definition, okay, so he's a professional poker player.
Exactly. not a
Nice.
gambler.
Okay. So we're getting somewhere. So a professional gambler that basically doesn't exist. You are okay. So someone's pulling up the definition of gambling here.
Gambling, the betting or staking of something of value with consciousness of risk and hope of gain on the outcome of a game, a contest, or an uncertain event whose result may be determined by the chance or accident or have an unexpected result by reason of a bettor's miscalculation. Yeah, so by that, I stay with my opinion. Yes, trading is a gambling, like anything in life, honestly speaking. No? Because,
but I would say
anything,
no.
Despite due diligence, you can fail.
But I would say that definition does not apply to technical analysis, because technical analysis is we'll look at past price performance and we expect it to repeat. So,
but it doesn't have to. That's the point.
No, but in gambling, it's basically there is no past. It's just random. Like, it's like there is nothing in the past. It's like someone won $1 million from a slot machine. It's not like the next time you go to the slot machine. It's not like I think So I think I'm with Victor here. Trading is not gambling, especially not technical analysis. That's interesting.
It's like when you get older and have been trading for so long, you kind of become like pessimistic. Everything's a gamble. Who needs risk management? Just go all in Bitcoin.
Yeah, you could say so. Yeah, so you could say that trading is gambling, but it's not degenerate gambling. I would agree with that, but again, technical analysis is far from gambling. And I'm trading based on technical analysis. So I can't really say that trading is gambling. Trading is more like running a casino, because the casino looks at human psychology and it says, what's the probability of this guy coming in and playing my game again? Well, it's quite big because he's most likely an addict, so he's probably going to come back.
You could put that to the test, actually. Every morning you throw a dice. If it shows 1 to 3, you go long euro-dollar. If it shows 4 to 6, you go short euro-dollar. And then the only difference is the risk management you apply.
I'm going to do that. Okay, we're yes.
And
okay, we're going to do that next week.
You pass the account challenges and fund the account with that.
Okay, we're gonna do that next week. I will set that up, and I will trade based on heads and tails, just 50-50.
50-50, and then with a fixed risk reward ratio. So no analysis at all.
No analysis at all. I would just do 50-50 and then 1-to-1 R. So it could
do like proper risk management. Do like, I don't know, 50 pips stop loss, 100 pips take profit or something like this.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because with a positive risk reward, then that could be.
And then like in I don't know, like 2-3 months down the road, we can see like
that's actually very interesting, because
what will happen is you will be break even and commission will eat you up slowly but surely.
I think that's what's going to happen. It's a little bit like the edge the casino has with roulette, with a 0 or double 0 on some roulettes.
Yeah. Interesting. Yep. Very interesting. Interesting experiments. Interesting discussion.
But it's still a very good experiment to do live, because other people will see how it goes about that. Yeah. Even if you just go 50-50, there is still, you can see the fluctuation and you can be profitable for quite some time. And you may think, okay, this is a profitable system. But, in theory, you already know that it's not, because it's 50-50. There's no edge in there. And that indicates how we should look at your own or any other strategy. By the fact only that it is profitable for a period of time doesn't mean a lot until you have enough data, until you have enough trades in it, because most strategies can be profitable for some time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you remember
I got stopped out on the euro-dollar, by the way, on the euro-dollar short.
Yeah, I'm taking a trade here on EU.
hopefully along. Huh?
Yeah. It's based on this 4-hour candle that is closed. 5. So that's 0.57. Yeah. So buying right here.
Yeah, nice.
No, not that one. No, that was actually the wrong one. I'm on AUDNCD. That could be a terrible mistake right there. Could have been a
gotta click on the right
mistake. Button. Yeah. Wow, I lost $1 on that. Holy crap! That was happens when you're not not
when you're just
careful. Yeah, trading live
multitasking risk.
Yeah, that's that 1.57. That's different. Yeah. So that's what happens when you're trading live. Okay, that's the trade right there. I'm gonna put in the stop loss. We'll do profit 76 there, and then we'll do stop loss. Yeah. Okay. So that's the trade right there, and it's basically based on that last 4-hour candle that closed, and the general idea is on the daily. It's a break and retest on the daily of that level, looking to take it up to what I believe is. So basically, what I'm watching is if we look at going to the daily, we have it's basically the range here that you're seeing, the white dotted lines. I'm watching that as a range, and this. Obviously, the range was drawn before this moved down, but I'm watching that as now it's not as much of a range. It's just different levels. It's just different price levels at this point. But this break and retest that we're seeing right here, I feel is just very good looking. Can add a horizontal line here, and you see that these 2 wicks here on the daily almost hit that level. But what it did do is it hit this 0.618 here multiple times. We can see that there's a lot of buying when it comes down into that area. And after the news that we just had, we had a very good looking bullish pin bar here on the 4 hours. So that's basically what why I entered this one. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take 50% TP here because that's just an obvious level. So 50% TP here. And then I'll move stops to entry, secure this trade, because looking at the local structure, that's just obvious resistance.
By the way, we are going to see interest rate decision in Canada in 45 minutes. And
that's a good reason to take this.
No, I don't know if really going to affect euro dollar that much, but for me interesting is that the market is expecting a rate cut from 5 to 4.75%.
We'll see. We'll see. Well, interesting that we finally got a trade here on EU live. It's not very often that I do take a trade live because I'm swing trading. So most of the time, I take this week. I think this is the first trade I've taken this week. So yeah, or is it? Have I taken another trade? No, I just closed the trade from last week. That's the beauty of swing trading. If this hits the last TP, I'll be up 1.75 R, and I'd be happy with that in a week. Being up 1.75 R with my risk, I'd be happy with that in a week. And if I do the same rest of the month, I'll have a good month. So I think that's why I really like swing trading, because
if you do that in a month, it's fantastic. Like
1.75%,
2%, that's amazing. You are top percentile of all the traders and hedge funds worldwide with a performance.
Yeah, and this is what people don't understand. It's like, yeah, I mean, when you're day trading, sure, you can make a lot of money when it comes to risk reward, but you're not going to be risking the same. So in dollar value at the end of the month, I mean, it's not like one is more profitable than the other. It's just a matter of what do you like doing, because I've talked about this before, but I'm not trading because, like, yes, trading is my job, but it's also my hobby, you know, and I enjoy it. It's
It's also a scaling thing, you know, like when people say
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, I want to make like 30 or 100% per month. Okay, maybe you can do that in some months, but it's something different if you do that like with $500 or $1,000 on your account, or you have, let's say, 100 million that you are managing. Because the larger your capital becomes, the more of a scaling issue you have. Because people will, if you if you let's just entertain this maybe for a little bit. If you have like 100 million on your account and you start trading with that, people will notice you because your trades will affect the markets already, and that's not the case if you trade with low capital. So you have to diversify then a little.
And that's why I'm swing trading, because I'm trading hundreds of millions.
We saw that just now. When you entered.
Okay, it's not hundreds of millions. It's 161,000. Could add three.
I entered the same trade, by the way. Also,
yeah.
No, I think market's going to reverse.
MetaTrader removed 3 zeros from my capital.
You are the whale.
Yeah,
the whale of Sweden. Forex.
The whale of the Forex whale of Sweden. That's a good one. Yeah. The wolf.
Yeah,
the
there's only so much liquidity in the market at any given time. Even if there's a lot of turnover in terms of volume, at any given moment you click that button, it doesn't mean you can place 500 lots or anything above that, like, and go unnoticed. You will move the market because you will move the bid or the ask. I mean, so it's going to be you have to. There's no other way around it. You have to diversify, break up your trades in pieces, and perhaps go to another time frame. Scalping, let's say,
it's like euro dollar. You really would need a lot of capital to really move the markets. I remember back then when I was still a trader at a family office, we sometimes had positions like of a 50 or 75 million euro versus dollar that we had to trade, and the market didn't care. Under normal circumstances, of course, if you try to do that at 3 a.m. at night or during some news releases, you will, of course, affect the prices or see the spread widening here. But it's gigantic how much money, especially euro dollar, can just suck in without moving in any direction.
Yeah, it also depends on your expectancy. If you have a very low expectancy, then every pipette will be relevant. If you have a couple of let's say 10 pips or 15 pips, then it doesn't really matter that you get a little bit of slippage, maybe 0.5, and in that 0.5 there's a lot of volume, much more than, let's say, in the first ladder on the DOM. So and you can diversify that by doing with multiple brokers as well.
Yeah.
So there are many ways to mitigate that risk, I think.
By the way, guys, I think we have. See if I have it in. It's not in the. Okay, so it's not in the description, but we have the. We got the trader pool event. The. That's the wrong one. Why is that? Is it that one? Yes. Okay. I had the wrong banner on. So there's a stock trading competition with the Trader Pool. Trader Pool is the 5ers stock trading brand, if you will. And I'll get all the links and everything in the description of this video, and I'll add the link as well. Make sure you sign up to that one, because it's a great way of getting into the platform and actually learning how to use the Trader Pool platform. So I highly recommend you check that out. They just launched the swing trading program, so you can actually, it's not only for day trading, you can now swing trade stocks, and I'm actually going to open an account with them and try it out. I don't think I'm going to do well though, because Guys, have you any experience with trading the equity markets?
Trading what? Sorry.
Trading stocks.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I am
What?
actually a certified stockbroker in my past life.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
nice. So what? So okay. So can you give me some financial advice, perhaps on?
I
What
don't
to
know.
buy?
I haven't day traded stocks for an eternity. I have some positions in the usual suspects such as Nvidia, Google. Sadly, still in Facebook. I'm going to throw that out of the window though. But normally for stocks, I try to trade more. For example, the S&P 500, so buying ETF, for example, as a spot portion, because trying to catch up with the crypto markets and Forex as a swing trader is already occupying me enough. I don't know if I have to necessarily add stocks to that as well. But it is intriguing because I'm very intrigued sometimes by those guys out there that, for example, do order book reading on stocks, because that is something you usually cannot do on Forex, right? And so, yeah, let's see. Maybe I should sign up for an account as well and win the competition.
But what? So yeah, that would be awesome. What's the what would you say it's a diff? Because I'm definitely having trouble reading the market from a technical point of view when it comes to stocks. So what would you say is the difference? Can I just take my technical skills that I have in Forex and just apply it straight to the stock market?
I think you can, but sorry, I would be very careful, to apply them to individual stocks. I would more go like, okay, do it with the S&P 500 or the Russell 5000 or whatever index the stock you're looking at is at. It's a little bit like with Bitcoin and Ethereum. If Ethereum goes up, probably you have most altcoins also going up. So you don't necessarily need to analyze the altcoin, but instead can analyze Ethereum. And I think it's in the stock market the same, except maybe when you want to try out to trade something like penny stocks. They have like a life of their own. So I don't know if that is going to be possible with the 5ers, but this is actually something I've also never done in my life. Like all those thousands of penny stocks where really with very little money you can move prices already. And it's I always think of it a little bit like somebody foaming into some meme coin or something,
Yeah. So I'm trying to
I don't
find
have
the yeah, go ahead, Victor.
Yeah, I don't have experience with trading stocks, but I would assume that the general idea and concept still work because price action is still price action. But I think there are differences, there are nuances that probably I should be, if I were to trade stocks, that I should reconsider. Like one thing is Forex ranges a lot, and stocks I think ranges less. The stock market in historically has a bullish bias, so that's one thing to consider, and all those gaps and yeah, that's I think it's different. I think there has to be a learning curve, but I think you should be able to apply the same concepts that we apply on Forex as well.
That's the thing that always scares me about stocks, the gaps, it stops like at 10 p.m. at night in New York, and then something happens, some company news come out or something, you cannot do anything until the next morning about it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
that's a risk you also have with Forex, in this, that Forex can gap also with weekend, but there's it doesn't happen that often, and when it happens, it's less pronounced than stocks.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider.
The good point, in my opinion, Victor, you made is like that stocks, same like Bitcoin, are trending markets. Over time they tend to go up, and that makes some concepts of technical analysis that you might apply on Forex, for example, momentum indicators, if you use those, more difficult to apply those onto trending markets such as stocks or Bitcoin. Forex and momentum indicator, classic example is an RSI. Very often see like when a strong trend is there, when the RSI enters the zone above 70, that not necessarily means, you know, the trend is going to end. This is usually where the trend really starts to pick up and take off. We see that very often also in Bitcoin. So careful with that.
Yeah.
But I think all of us should open an account, and then, you know, we learn together with the audience, basically, how to be successful. Alex.
What's up, Alex? Mr. Muted. Oh, dude, your sound is just horrible. It's lagging.
I think his trading didn't went well. He cannot.
Yeah, that's you gotta make some good trades. Gotta get a new mic. I think he. If I'm not, are you gonna talk about a dashboard? Okay. So we do see some comments about the dashboard. So we are very well aware about the bug with the dashboard. This is only the dashboard. It's there's some issue in the back end with updating the numbers and the statistics of the dashboard. But your trading account should be all good. There's nothing wrong with the actual accounts. It's just the dashboard. Alex, your mic is gone. I think you have to if you gotta like restart something. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I have there's a pinned comment about the dashboard. I will I'm gonna replace that pinned comment with the giveaway comment as well. So you got the giveaway link, and the secret code for today is Dirk. DIRK. You're not supposed to be writing it in the chat, so you're supposed to be going to that link and then putting it into the link. Let me know how the giveaway links if it works and how it works, because it's I did it, and it's not Alex that did it this time. He gave me permission to try setting it up myself, which could go either way. So let me know how it works. If
Is there any reaction to the news that just came out?
Not really. I mean, there was, I guess, initially bullish reaction, and looking at EU, you know, I'm long EU right here. I do think we have a pretty good. I mean, the 4-hour candle closed quite nicely. I mean, this 1-hour candle obviously bullish, but it's still just within the overall range right here. But yeah, I'm thinking that
I threw out to you guys earlier in that text message. That was a a sexy trade, man. It's just gone to TP. You can see.
Yes, it was a very good call. Very nice one.
I can see pound just pushed up really nicely.
Oh, right. Let me see. You took a trade on that one.
Dirk, they found our secret.
Oh, damn it.
I wanted to keep it a secret, but hey, they got us.
Now, the question probably everybody out there has, Victor, is your haircut as nice as mine?
That's a good one.
It says that the giveaway link takes you to a YouTube video. No, it's not a YouTube video. It's a YouTube giveaway.
Somebody messed up the link.
Nah, it's you go to the link, and then there's an icon of YouTube. But below you see you can log in with email or with Google account, and the code is Dirk, DIRK. Dirk as in Dirk.
Nice.
Dirk as in Dirk Hartig, the legendary trader. You said you traded for a family office, and you put in positions on like $50 million.
No, I said sometimes you had to do trades like this, but these were not position trades. These were usually trades, for example, where you were just exchanging money. So really what Forex classically is for, or where you, for example, had to hedge some options positions. Delta hedges, if anybody knows what is that there. And just that, I was always amazed that, especially in euro dollar, the market just absorbs trade sizes like this. In more, let's say, exotic currencies, so if you're trading something like, I don't know, Indonesian rupiah or something like this, you can actually move the markets with trade sizes like this. It's the same concept, we see in cryptocurrencies, like with small money, if you trade some meme coins, new meme coins, you can actually move the markets quite quite a lot already.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing everything right here with the giveaway. Let's see.
Dirk, what do you think about all this news about what's that that's Kitty guy on
Roaring Kitty.
Yeah, they're all
Oh.
saying that he's got loads of open options trades and he's just like manipulating the market, and everybody's going off on him about it.
Is that
what do you think?
GMG GameStop guy or?
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, I did read something interesting about that, because so he was actually the SEC had to like they interviewed him, or they got some information from him, right? Because they wanted to look into record to see if he actually was involved with, manipulating prices with AMC. So he said that he had, made X amount of money and had these positions. And then a couple of days ago, he tweeted and showed his account and showed how big of a position he actually had, which is way, 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 way bigger than what he told the SEC. That's what I'm reading. So I'm like,
so why did he do that? That's extremely dumb to do.
a huge amount of money. So it's like, how is that not market manipulation?
It is.
As soon as he tweets, prices just goes crazy, and he tweets like, "This is the amount of money I have in this company. This is like, basically I'm backing this. So you too." Like, I feel like that's quite unresponsible.
It sounds a little bit like, like an angry teenager, who wants to provoke their parents or whatever, what he's doing then. I would be extremely careful in, dealing with the SEC, because those guys really, they do not make prisoners, and they will come with agents with machine guns and arrest you and throw you into jail for the rest of your life.
That doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound very nice.
That's what I was thinking. Isn't it criminal to to say something and to gain advantage of whatever you say because you have some kind of influence?
Yeah,
it is, right?
It is. Yeah, it's when you are over a certain size. Don't ask me now what the size is there in holdings and stocks. You have to report that also quarterly to, I think it's called a 13F filing or something like this. And you have to be extremely careful in what you're saying. For example, when you're running a hedge fund, multi-billion-dollar hedge, Bridgewater or whatever, they also cannot say like, they cannot buy NVIDIA shares and then go out there and say like, hey, we think NVIDIA shares are going to $2,000 now.
But isn't that what they do though? In like, I know, like
you can do it like
in the New York store,
in a blatant, obvious, wrong way, and then you can do it like in a.
All right. So what about Congress trading then? Like that? Like what about that? That's so
fraud.
Weird, dude.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yo,
so like Pelosi, Pelosi saying like, tells her husband, right? Tells her husband like, yo, I'm gonna go do a speech about NVIDIA. It's gonna be slightly negative, so you better sell your whole position. And she says like, oh, NVIDIA, blah blah blah. Her husband just sold all the holdings in NVIDIA. Like, that's insider trading. Like, it just screams insider trading, and it's from Congress. Like, how?
It is.
How's that not illegal? It's crazy.
Would you not do it?
Of course I wouldn't, because I'm not in Congress.
only with his offshore company, of course.
Yeah, I think we got to be very, very, very honest with ourselves, because we're traders. If you're privy to certain information, you're not gonna put a cheeky long on there. You're not gonna do a cheeky short.
Yeah, but
we wouldn't. We wouldn't, Alex.
If you,
I don't think.
Thank you. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you very much. Well done, guys.
If you're responsible, you can be taking those risks. If you're a good trader, you don't want that risk to be trading out of a prison. So
yeah, if you're a good trader, you probably shouldn't be doing that, but because prison, it's probably not fun. you know,
On the
probably
other hand, you
not
have
the best
plenty
place
of
to be
time
in.
there to concentrate on trading, maybe.
Depends on how much money you make, though. It depends on how much money you make, and is it cash? Can you hide it for how long? You know, it's things like that you have to take into perspective. But no, most likely not.
The
But
way
we
it's
should
also
probably-
like communicated to the outside reminds me a little bit. A while ago, there was an interview with a U.S. senator who was like propagating environmental laws, and he was asked like, "Hey, but you own a private jet, right?" And he was like, "No,
Yeah.
I don't own a private jet." Well, it turns out his wife owns the private jet, but I don't own one.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I swear
Yeah.
to God.
Oh, that's nice. He didn't lie. You know,
Yeah,
he just...
but it's. I mean, it's so effed up, really.
Yeah, it's a lot of Yep. Well, okay, let's try to get to Congress first, and then we'll discuss inside trading.
I think I will vote for you, Jonathan. Definitely.
You would? Oh, yeah, I would vote for
vote.
me myself as well. 100%. I would force people to vote for me.
Dictator Jonathan.
Yeah, I would go. I would definitely be staying in power for a long time. Insider
It's like
trading
that
my
fi-
way to the
like-
top.
I like that film, The Dictator. It's the funniest film in the world. I can just imagine
a good
it
one.
being like that.
I don't know what to say about that though, but yeah, definitely. Okay, EU. What's happening with EU? I feel like it's I'm actually up $20, which means I could afford a coffee. Expensive coffee.
Do you know that could be actually a really good like show that we do? You know, we have $100 in like FX Pro or just $100 in account, and we've got to trade and make money for the week's shopping or the week's like coffee or something. That could be really cool.
That
Why
from my
not?
experience, that never works. When I
Yeah,
hey, if this trade succeeds, I can buy a new
It's actually
car,
true,
or
every
whatever,
time-
but it doesn't work.
Yeah, every time I go shopping, it's like £300-400 for the equivalent.
Wait,
in usual
look at this, Victor. You're up 900. I'm up 20. You're up
Ooh.
900. What are you doing? Like that's a lot of. Send some
of
my
coffee.
way,
That's a lot of coffee. That's a lot of Starbucks
That's a-
coffee.
dude. But that's a good profit right there. That's a good
Nice.
profit right there. Nice.
Is
That's
and then it gets rid of it. Wait, is that these are day trades? Yeah.
Yes, these are day trades, but I'm planning on holding them, at least part of it, for a
Working on it.
bigger move. Yep. So because we have on the daily, I mentioned this, we have a order block. It's not perfect, right? It did not come into that order block neatly. Let me make this bigger. That is the outside bar which left an order block, and that's the idea. The idea is perhaps this is everything, all the retracing we will get until it before it continues. So we will not come back to that order block and continue up to perhaps to some TP above us. But this TP is the swing TP, which I'm not certain I will hold for a swinger yet. So far, it's only an intraday trade, so I'll probably take something out, if not all of it, a part of it at a place closer by, something into this area, right? The previous high, because the idea is that on the H4, perhaps you can see it. If we can, if I look this, we have this order block, which is the reason of the trade. This is the order block on the H4, and that below us is the daily. And the idea is that this could push and retest this, the swing high, the previous swing high, before it decides whether it's going to continue or just make a double top and perhaps retrace even deeper. And I don't want to have the whole position in if it retraces for something deeper later on. So I'm going to be taking off part of it at the last swing high and just leave the rest on for that possible move to the higher places. We'll see how it goes.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
What is happening there in the background? My God! Oh, it's your.
It
desk
sounds
cleaning,
like it sounds like
Massage machine. He's massage.
it
gun.
sounds like
Check this out, though.
Star
Check
Wars
this out.
lightsaber.
This one, this
Oh.
is awesome. This is a massage gun. Oh man, I love it. my neck, like sitting here, day in, day out, my neck is just killing me. I need
had to
to.
start standing up. I had to get a standing desk. It was just too
Yeah,
hard. Just
like
sitting
this
down all
is-
day.
I tried to sit down for 30 minutes, then I stand up for 30 minutes. But what I find is I need to work out more often. I need to lift some weight. That's I need some strength in my shoulders. I think that's why I'm just weak. I'm just a weak person. I think that's the problem. I need
Wait
to
until you
become
get
stronger.
old.
Yeah, I just need a couple of millions more in the bank, then I'm all good.
Millions.
thought
Give
as
me
well, yeah.
give me 500,000. You know, that's all I need. Just give me 500,000, and I go to Thailand. You know,
Yeah, get a couple of nice
See you
massages.
later.
and
Then
I'm
you're
all
going
good.
to spend
Yeah.
it all within 3 weeks in Thailand. Yeah.
I'd be like, you know, if I can be a king just for a week, 500, just splashing, just giving everybody
Imagine.
coconuts and stuff.
Sorry, I gotta readjust my cam here.
Oh man, I am nervous.
So fun.
You guys have the screens too. Do I have the screens too high? Well,
No,
because
no.
I
I
don't
mean-
think.
What do you-
I've had screens that are low down, and it's actually made me tired from my face being low. When I've had screen and I'm looking up, there's quite a lot of science behind this. Science, I mean Dr. Huberman. But facing upwards is supposed to, keep you engaged or whatever. I can't remember what he said, but it actually works. I'm looking up and I actually feel more awake. When I'm looking down all the time, looking at my phone, I actually do get quite tired. So it may hurt my neck, but that's why you got to build these neck muscles, boy. Ugh.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty
According-
sure I got the completely wrong setup. I know, Victor, you
See-
probably want to say something, so I'm gonna stop talking.
According to what I know about ergonomics, which may not be that much, but what I know is that the top of your screen should be at eye level or around the eye level.
Oh.
So for your head, because
yeah.
otherwise you'll be looking up, and that will be, with time you'll get strained, you get your muscles strained, your neck muscles, and that's where the stresses will concentrate. When you have a heavy day, it will usually be your traps and your neck muscles that get overused, and having that position of your head tilted upwards only makes it worse. So that could help you already with your neckline.
Yeah, I like how I don't know a lot about ergonomics, and then you proceed on doing like a PhD in ergonomics.
By the way, look at euro dollar.
Euro dollar is making me money. I'm happy because I'm gonna buy a lot of coffee. Yeah. Okay, it's not making me that much money, but yeah, it's looking good though.
How much is a coffee at Starbucks in Sweden?
Oh, 7
Insanely expensive,
euros.
probably, no?
Yeah, probably around 7.
Wow, seriously, €7?
Wow.
Yeah.
So, that's why you're roasting your own beans now, right?
Oh yeah, I'm roasting my own beans. I just discovered Indonesian beans. Very nice.
Nice.
Very dark roast Indonesian, and then mix it.
Next
with
time
€7
I'm visiting my wife's family in Indonesia, I'm going to get some luwak coffee for you.
Nice. Oh, I love that.
Isn't that the animal dropping?
Yeah,
coffee?
that's
Yep.
obvious. Exactly
Is
that
that the
one.
good-
But it
that's the-
tastes
that's-
fantastic.
that's the
It
good
tastes
stuff,
really
yeah.
fantastic. You just have to shut down your brain for the first sip.
Look, I love coffee. I'll drink it. Got no problems with that. If it gives me the coffee.
You don't like coffee. You like caffeine. I think that's what you like.
What?
What?
Coffee. Boom. Such a dad joke, man. That was the biggest dad joke ever.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Yes.
Okay,
EU is holding
says-
the 13 EMA on the 5-minute, and to me that's a good indication. As long as it's holding that 13 EMA, which is this red line, as long as it's holding that 13 EMA on the 5-minute, to me that's something you typically see price maintain after move event, like high impact news. They either hold the 5 or the 15, but the 5 is better. The 15 takes a little bit longer. If it keeps on holding that EMA, this could continue to go. Let's see how far it goes.
Let me tell you a little bit about my chair. Okay, so first of all, gaming shares, they kind of suck. They're not ergonomic at all. What I did was I went online and I looked for like, what's the best share I can buy for money, right? So you have this Harman, what's that Harman, whatever, something, right? So I looked at that. Yeah, something like there's this super expensive share. Like, so I looked at that one, and then I found this it's called like X share, right? So I had to order it, like had to like special made from the US. I think I paid like 2,000 for it to get it here. Put it together, you know, it has built-in massage and everything and heat, and it's all awesome. It's the worst share I ever had. It's but I paid 2,000. So obviously
2,000 euros?
$2,000.
Bro, you're making too much money, man. Seriously.
But this
2,000 share.
No. I'm not making that much money to be able to afford a share for 2,000 that's not even good, you know?
Okay.
So I've had this for 4 years now. And I hate it, right? I hate it, but I need it because I've paid for it and I can't return it. But I look at it like every time I come into the office, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Bad choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I need to make some money now to trade, so I can afford a cheaper chair. It sounds weird, but you know, yes, Herman Miller, that's the one.
That's
one.
Yeah. Well, they were going like they do really good marketing on social media actually, because
yeah.
So
if anyone is anyone in Sweden wants to buy a chair, you can buy it from me for 1,500 probably.
With that publicity, I'm sure they will buy it.
Yeah, might work for you.
Maybe if you give them 1,500 here to get rid of it.
Yeah, I think it is like it's. I think it's a really good chair though. Like it's supposed to be a really good chair. Everyone says like this is the best chair you can buy. Yeah, but it doesn't work. And I think I'm too fat as well because it's not made for me. That's it. Okay, so the giveaway is up and running. You got the link in the pinned comments. You got the link, and the secret code is Dirks. All you have to do is like the video, go in to the giveaway. Yeah, and then I'm gonna try to draw all the winners and everything without Alex's help. See if that works.
I was looking at GU the whole time, but now that I'm looking at EU, I like that there is an outside bar on the H4. You can see it on the left lower corner, that outside bar. So that tells me that price can retrace into it before it continue, or it can just continue right away without retracing. That's a good sign if you're already in the trade, to hold that trade, because there's a good chance, you know, it could continue and for quite some time. An outside bar on the H4, that's quite powerful. Actually, I can even have like only based on the outside bar, I would say that it could go to let's see, this is 22. The ATR is quite low. It's about 12.8. So I would say something like 20 pips from this high. That would make it 20 pips is 800, 900. I mean, I'm sorry. That's the estimated based on the ATR of the H4, and based on the fact that it's an outside bar. This is my target, not based on the rest of the structures, but just based on the fact of an outside bar. It has a very good chance of hitting 2 times the ATR when you add it on top of the lowest of the 2 candles that form the outside bar. It's a little trick that I use, and it's quite useful for knowing, have a target if you don't have anything else. So market going to 1.09 before it takes out this low is quite a good chance.
We have a question. Good question. Says, why do we ignore fundamentals? Let me tell you about that. Because we are. I'll tell you why I am ignoring fundamentals, because everything is in price. Price discounts everything, in my opinion. All I see is, I look at price, and everything I need to know about the market is in the candles. I don't need to know what the fundamentals are of the euro dollar to know that it's an uptrend, it's a downtrend, it's bouncing off support, it's hitting resistance. I think all we need is price. And you could look at a fundamental trader, someone trading fundamentals. You could look at someone trading technicals. They could be as profitable, and they could be taking just the same trades. It's a matter of preference, basically. Do you like? So yesterday I was on the Tradelicious live stream, and I talked with Jordan, and was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And I talked to Jordan, and I'm like, I asked him, someone like me, like, what can I do to learn more about fundamentals, macroeconomics? And he told me, like, well, you can do this and that. And then he proceeded on, talked about how when he's out on walks, he listens to podcasts and YouTube clips about macroeconomics. And I'm like, I would never be able to do that. That's the most boring thing I've ever heard, So obviously, if you're not interested in reading about interest rates or listening to someone talk about macroeconomics, you probably shouldn't be trading on fundamentals. It's all about what interests you. And for me, I love technical analysis, looking at price going up and down, finding patterns. I love it. I think it's awesome. So I think that's the best answer. We do what we like.
I mean, for the time frame you are trading in, it's not really necessary to have a look at fundamentals, with the exception, of course, of economic data being released, because that obviously affects the price. But I think the longer term your positioning is, and I say that as somebody who bases most of his trading decision, long-term trading decisions, of fundamentals, of analyzing the economy, of analyzing where could inflation and all this beautiful economic data go in the future, and what effects it's going to have on the markets. But if I trade short term, like today, the loss trade in euro dollar, or long trade now, that of course doesn't have anything to do with fundamentals. Doesn't make any sense. Why? How could, I don't know, something like an inflation development for the next 6 months affect what I'm doing here in a scalp trade that I'm planning to hold an hour?
Yeah, that's so true.
But in general, I would be careful with thinking something like technical analysis is like an instrument to rule them all. For me, it's honestly speaking the opposite. Technical analysis, at least in the long term, can be a one-dimensional solution to a multi-dimensional problem. So the longer you try to make if you try to analyze trends for, let's say, the next 5 years or something, I think you rather look at fundamentals than at technical analysis.
Well,
with exceptions.
I kind of disagree. I think it's very possible to only look at technicals, because I mean, yes, if you look at technicals and you try to make a decision for what to do in the next 6 years based on what you're seeing right now, then that's going to be problematic, because it's going to be very difficult to look at technicals and say, because of what we're seeing right now, we sort of know what's going to happen in 6 years. Now that's very difficult. What happened with the screen here?
No, I'm going to put on dollar
okay.
chat, because we have news. We have interest rate decision in 1 minute.
Well, let me just finish that in just a couple of seconds. So, what we can do with technical analysis is we can look at something. We can say, I'm going to be holding this for six years, let's say, based on this technicals, but I'll have to revisit the technical analysis throughout that time period. Now, you can do the same with fundamentals, right?
Sorry, what?
Never mind. That's
no, I think Dirk has a point. I think Dirk has a point that in lower time frames, the fundamentals has less relevance, and as you go higher, it makes more sense to know the direction. If it's basically having a bias, a fundamental bias, that in this case it will be a fundamental bias. But if you know, if there is a way for us to know that what will be the likely direction of the market, it will be insane not to use that edge. Look at that reaction. That's the interest rate of CAD, the decision rate just coming out a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so
4.75. Yeah.
that's not going to be good for my position.
Neither it is for my position. GU is sort of didn't have a good reaction to that.
What is the opposite of catching a knife? Is it jumping in front of a train? Is that the terminology?
Yeah,
Tying yourself to a rocket.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh, damn. Oh, quite a reaction.
Wait, this is just now. There's more. Is it? Am I missing something today? Is there like news that I have just totally missed today? What news has just come out?
Bank of Canada interest rate decision. So they cut interest rates.
It's only the Canadians, no,
it's the other dollar.
Yeah, it's that one, huh?
It's a big move though. So let's see what.
It's a very big move.
Yeah.
And dollar index is going up on that news as well. So that's bad for my position. I think yours as well, Jonathan. If you're long EU and dollar index going up is not.
But again, listen, I don't care fundamentals. I don't care. It's all in price. But the thing is, this fundamental event obviously will show up in price. After the fact, obviously. But we can definitely see that.
I mean, the fundamental question is here: what does this event now mean 6 months down the road or a year down the road?
Yeah. That definitely makes sense. But what I'm seeing here is I'm looking at price and the current price reflects everything that's possible to know about the market at this current point in time, especially on Euro USD. It's the most liquid market. So everything that we know about the market at this point is reflected in price. And basically what that means is, it's just saying that price discounts everything. So everything we need to know at this point is in the candles. And what we're seeing right now is obviously the USD reacting very bullishly against the Canadian dollar. But when I'm looking at my EU position, I'm still seeing what I want to be seeing, and my invalidation levels are nowhere near to be hit. And the same structure is very, very evident that I'm still a believer in this trade.
Can't crypto just go to just all-time highs, just not doing something? It's so annoying. Sorry, Victor.
Yeah, there's no problem. On EU on the lower time frame, this news so far hasn't really broken anything. For example, on the 5-minute, there's nothing. You see all this bullish move, it hasn't been retraced, and there's actually on the 5-minute there isn't an order block, and on the 15-minute there is an order block here, and it's respecting it so far neatly. So there's nothing, it's okay so far. It's not invalidating the bull side or the bull setup, the buy setup as of yet. We'll have to wait. And the thing is, we have a very nice H4 order block that was just formed. That was what I mentioned, and that is neatly behind us or below us, protecting the trade. So I think a long from here has a good chance to, even if it retraces, I don't know where your stop is, but even if it retraces, this is the likely reaction of the market going back into that order block and moving away from it eventually, or just go without that much of a retracement, just go up without even touching that order block. So it looks good, even if the initial reaction is against us. We'll have to see how it continues, but basically it's still looking okay.
I feel like gold
you would have
finding a nice bit of support. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it starts pushing up to take another higher high. Actually,
Gold also made a outside bar, but actually it has a an outside bar on top of another one, back to back. So that's bullish price development. It looks bullish, but of course, if you look
it's got a lot to
at
go
the
through.
higher time frame,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I wanted to say. If you go to the D1, you see there they're piling in all those D1 order blocks. And yesterday we formed, I think, borderline. Yeah, we formed another one. So we have 3 order blocks, bearish ones, that could be a reason for price to bounce and continue lower, and possibly to this area before it turns around. But I mean, who knows? It could start turning around. Why not? There is
definitely. It made a higher high, and it's still in an area of high support on a 50 fib. You've got all of the levels there as well. I wouldn't be surprised. And it's a lot of consolidation or accumulation, whatever you want to call it.
It's going to break out together with crypto, maybe then.
Please. I've added to my spot positions on DOT, which was an absolute mistake because it isn't doing anything. I bought a load of DOT at $7, and I bought a load of FTM again. I added into some positions on FTM at.
Have you ever looked at PopCat?
2. PopCat?
What?
It's crazy. PopCat US dollar TIFA. It's the volatility is just crazy. We are going to look at that one on Friday, Jonathan.
Okay.
We are going to trade
PopCat Tether.
Yeah, we're doing a live stream together on Friday. Me and Dirk. So we're gonna trade PopCat.
I want to trade that one because you can.
Do you know it actually looks long right now?
And the broker we are using, they don't have maker and taker fees for that one at the moment.
So wow, what broker is that?
PopCat.
I'm not going to share here. You have to join the stream in order to know.
That's a good one. Alex, you gotta check on Friday.
He said no maker and taker fees. Where is it?
That's a good one. PopCat, that looks interesting. Well, that's weird.
You know what? If you go on a 15-minute chart, that is a super nice reaction.
That is such a clean.
But when I start trading altcoins, the high cannot be far away anymore.
Yeah, like when Dirk is talking about meme coins, it's time to sell. Get out of the market. That is
running.
Okay, so PMI is PMI dropping. When is PMI dropping?
7 minutes.
Let's see, 10 minutes. Okay. What is PMI?
Some of the moves, isn't it? I don't know. I was going to come up with the what it means. Let's have a look.
It means Purchasing Managers Index. Manufacturing. Okay, so it's manufacturing and service sectors. It's a survey.
Yeah, it's a survey, and anything above 50 is basically that they have a positive outlook on the economy, below 50 a negative outlook. So basically it shows like the people in charge for purchasing in companies, how do they prepare their stock, I would say, for the future. Not the stock as in trading stock, but the goods, they are having on stock.
I have a feeling that USD is just going to pump.
I hope so.
Why?
Because I'm long too. I reverse at the same time as you in too long. I mean,
I'm thinking there's going to be USD strength. I think our EU trade is not going to be great.
But so far it's looking good, bouncing nicely.
Should we do a clown bet?
A clown bet.
A clown
I'm not
bet.
doing
Whoever
that.
loses.
What is the clown bet?
The clown bet.
You know what a clown bet is.
A clown bet is if you lose the bet, you dress up as a clown on stream.
Okay, what
we're not in any
So-
positions then.
Yeah,
I can make a clown out of myself and look like a clown. Nice.
That is the bet. Yeah, that is exactly it.
guys, this is actually the last live stream of the week, and this weekend I'm going on a trail run. I don't know, like I think I told you guys yesterday, but I registered for a 15K trail run, and it's gonna be storm. It's gonna be storm. It's on the cliff of the west coast of Sweden, like by the sea, and it's gonna be stormy, and I have no experience. So
Basically, you don't know if you're coming back.
Wow.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. It might be my last live stream today.
If that's the case, dibs on your crypto bags. You know, just give them over here. You know, pass them over here. I'll look after them.
You can get my share.
I promise.
Your jet, thanks. Yeah.
I'll come to your funeral dressed as a clown. I promise.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll look.
I've
after you,
never-
don't worry.
I've never ran 15K. Like the furthest I ran is like 11, I think. So 15K trail is a massive challenge for me.
Like 3 weeks ago, I went on my first ever hike, and the guy I was hiking with, the friends, they do that very regular, and they took me on a 22 kilometers hike, like up and down the
Wow.
mountains. Guys, we came home and I went to bed at 6:30 p.m. and
Yeah,
slept.
dude, it's
Tough.
hiking through mountains is way more exhausting than it sounds like. Check Bitcoin, Alex. Okay, what about Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin
It
is
looks actually like it's coming down for a little bit on a 5 minute. It looks like a good short. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to $70,029. To the
That's where the 50 MA is at the moment.
yeah,
Around about
yeah.
there.
15-minute EMA, the 200 on the 15-minute EMA, and it's also where there's a nice bit of horizontal support and resistance as well. So that's what it looks like. But then again, you've got news coming out in what, 3 minutes?
And I think for really short, you should also see prices below the daily open here.
look at this stuff for Bitcoin. I filled up some spot buys at 60, 67 around this area right here, and you know the way I see it is we're in this range, and then overall bullish. We got bullish on the weekly, very good break and retest of the previous all-time high area on the weekly, very good looking in this daily range with various bullish characteristics. But then we have a local range here as well. So between the high time for range EQ and range high, we have another range here, and I think this is where we might range for a while. And if we add a level here at range EQ, I mean, it kind of looks likely to retest that level. So if we're looking for longs on Bitcoin, this is the level, in my opinion, that we might see a good bounce. And if we add the fibs here as well, we'll see that that's just a perfect level. That is a really good level for Bitcoin to retest. So I'd say
Now
if
what
we get a
level is
retest
that?
of
69?
69.4.
All right. I'll note it.
Note it and thank me later.
Clown bet?
That's-
Dirk is catching on. Dirk is catching on.
Exactly. Guys, let's see how's the giveaway going. How many? Okay,
Yes,
so
in
we're
1
getting-
minute, actually 45 seconds for that PMI release.
Okay, pump it. Let's go.
Yeah.
So what do we need actually here? Positive reading should be.
We need price. We need EU to go up. That's what we need. That's what we need. See. I really don't want this
Wait,
trade to
is
hit
news,
stop loss.
news has come out. Oh no, it's got 30
10 seconds.
Okay.
10 seconds.
10
10 seconds.
Ooh, I love watching news. Love watching
Okay.
news. Okay, nothing's happening.
Oh, it's gonna pump. Oh, it's gonna pump. I can feel it.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay. What's
Oh,
happening?
look at that.
Wow.
No.
Oh,
It's
What?
gone
that would've been-
down.
What the hell?
Oh.
What are you doing?
Told you that would have been a
Listen to
short
me.
idea on BTC.
My.
Oh my
Crazy.
God.
Oh,
What the hell just happened? That is a massive,
wait! Did you just get
move right
taken
there.
out?
That looked like somebody
Hey.
had fat fingers, honestly speaking.
Nah,
Oh,
I'm
you're still in. You're still
I'm,
in. You're still in.
I'm still in.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice, nice.
not gonna be no. What the? That's a gap right there. That's a big one. That's a big one. Bitcoin. Yep. Look at the 1 minute. Yeah, that's
Crazy.
that is a massive move right there. And look how it gets bought up though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think
Wow.
that was like the trainee at JP Morgan had fat fingers and
Yep, someone
market
screwed up
sold
here.
$1 billion $1 or something.
Wow.
Crazy.
Interesting when this happens like this. We had the previous news, nothing happened, and then this boom. This is almost like an NFP reaction. This is
but
crazy.
that is really crazy. I never would have suspected this happening.
No,
This kind of data.
wow.
I think that was a bit of an overreaction though, because you see that's a big shadow.
Yeah.
Quite that's that's. But
I've never seen such a big move on ISM.
No, me neither. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy. All right, guys. Remember to hit the like. We're at 485. Let's bring that up to 500 so we can get the giveaway going. Let's look at the gold. But well, yeah, gold is not. Well, actually, gold came down and hit the level though. Like gold makes sense from a technical viewpoint, I think. But EU, yeah, this is just crazy.
That was a very nasty wick or move. We'll have to see if it turns into a wick or not.
Yeah, it would be nice to see this turn into a bullish pin bar. That would be insane. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I'm probably gonna get stopped out on this one, but it is what it is. It was fun while it lasted. Okay, so I'm gonna try to run this giveaway. See if I can figure this out.
What is that to win today? Funded account, not funded, but account. So
We're gonna
your
give
share?
away 5. Yeah, not my share, not yet. Maybe we'll do something with the share in the future. We'll see. Okay, so Alex, do I press his draw winners?
No, so you go on to let's swap your camera over the screen over to Victor. Go on new draw. So on the top right hand side you've got like new draw, and then it should be a quick draw or quick competition live draw. Do you see that?
No, I'm on the dashboard.
Okay. Put the dashboard onto your share screen here. I can see your share screen here in the back end. So if you just put that there. Okay, so you click on the competition, the one that you want.
Okay.
On the top right hand corner, you've got say new competition or something like that. It's a green button on the top right next to that orange button. So you click there and there's a quick draw. Drop down and there's a quick draw button.
No, it just says edit, copy, or then what
Bro,
plan
you're on the lower left. How do you get to the lower left? On the top right.
No, I'm in the top right.
Ah, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Maybe my directions are not very good. So let me go on there.
Like an old couple, been married for 20 years.
Okay.
But if when I go to
Gotta change the
winners,
password,
I
isn't it? What was the password now? Oh yeah, it was yeah.
yeah, you probably should say it out loud.
Oh no.
But yeah, when I can press winners, and then when there's like winners, I can press draw winners.
Okay, so you're going to go to new competition, and it's going to come down a drop. Yeah, it's the big green new competition.
Oh, new
button.
competition,
And
and
then
then
there
stop.
you go. New.
And
You
new-
want a new draw, and then it's going to come up with competitions live draw. Click on that.
Competitions live. There's nothing here. Random 9. Oh, competition live draw.
Live
Okay,
draw.
yeah.
There you go. And then you're going to click start now. Add competition source. You type the name of the competition. And bada boom, bada bing.
Okay. And can I share my screen now? I won't do anything. Is this it? Can you say something?
What? Sorry.
Is this it? Is this what I'm doing?
Hold on.
What are you doing, Alex?
My friend. Sorry, my friend. I went to my friend's wedding, and he sent me.
Yeah.
I was like, "How was the hangover after the wedding?" Because he drank way too much, and he sent me a picture of him and his new wife just on the floor. Like, it's really happy to see that. A really nice wedding, actually. Anyway,
Nice,
totally
nice.
off
Good to
topic.
hear.
What did you need? What did you say? I apologize.
Is this it? I
Yes,
press draw
that's
winners?
it. Yeah. That's it.
Okay, can we get a where is it? Can we get a there we go. All right, let's do this. Okay, I'm not supposed to. Oh god. Let's draw the winners. Boom. All right, congrats, guys. Why is it?
Congratulations.
All right, good stuff. Just a quick tip: when you're adding your name, don't use your email. All right, congrats, guys. That's the 5. That's the 5 winners for today.
Congrats. Nice. The start of your
Congrats, guys.
trading career today.
Yes. All right. So now, where is EU? Okay, that's not fun.
Nowhere. Wow.
That's not.
Why
really-
is that affecting EU so much? I'm
Wow.
really surprised.
Wow.
I don't
And
know.
Bitcoin sold off like not actually that bad when you go out of the 1 minute, but
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like EU is reacting more than
it just-
Bitcoin here.
isn't that crazy? In 6 minutes, it's literally retraced the whole of its move of
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
In like
Yeah.
crazy, man.
All right, guys. I think. Do we have anything tomorrow? No, we don't have anything tomorrow. But on Friday, I'm gonna do a session on Discord. At 11 my time. I think that's 11 Central European Summer time. I think that is. I'm doing a session on Discord, and I'm actually going to go live with Dirk after that one on his YouTube channel, which I will be adding all the links to him in the description of this video. So I don't have it right now. I forgot to add it. So after the live stream, just go in, check the description of this live stream, and you get the links to his channel. And all right, anything else you guys want to share?
I think we all
I'm excited to see your stream tomorrow, Dirk. It's going to be really cool.
Friday, you mean?
Oh, it's Friday.
It's Friday, yeah.
Gosh, I'm not here today, am I? I'm just totally haven't had enough coffee.
Did you also go to the wedding? Or?
I did go to the wedding. Yes.
Ah, okay. So like the untold stories that come true now. Okay, we understand.
Yeah,
A
there you
nice
go,
British
yeah.
wedding.
What
okay.
happens at the wedding? It's actually, yeah, it wasn't a British wedding. The British
Okay.
weddings are very, ties and very, I wouldn't say posh or anything like that, but yeah, a little bit more to do. But the weddings over here are a little bit more, they're a little bit crazy. Suddenly you've got trance music coming in and everybody's just dancing, and they go on for quite a while.
Nice. Sounds like fun.
That's for another stream anyway.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Sounds good. Yeah, so thank you all for joining today, and hope to see you all next week on Monday. We're starting, if I'm alive on Monday, probably gonna come in here with broken leg or whatever. But yeah, hopefully we'll see you all on Monday. All right, take care, everyone, and wish you all a great continuation of your week. Please buy Euro USD. Right. That's it. Take care, guys.
The ending comment killed me. Are you gonna press the button?
Yeah.
Hi guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. Now make sure you like and subscribe, and most of all go into the YouTube and check our other content that we provide here at the 5ers.